French President Emmanuel Macron has been criticised for his response to civil unrest after he was filmed at an Elton John concert during the second night of protests across France.
So everyone has probably heard something about the riots going on in France, which have occurred in response to the fatal police shooting of a 17-year-old Algerian boy named Nahel. He was fatally shot by a police officer when he ran from police when they stopped him at a traffic stop, and he drove away. I also found it interesting that this boy's grandmother actually pleaded with the rioters to stop what they were doing just a couple days in to the whole protest. Grandmother of French teen shot dead by police officer pleads with rioters to stop the violence. This is from ABC News as of July 2nd, which was yesterday.
Je veux au policier qui a tué mon petit-fils. C'est tout ce que je veux. Les policiers, ils sont là, heureusement qu'ils sont là.
The grandmother of a French teenager shot dead by police during a traffic stop has urged rioters to stop after 5 nights of unrest. Thankfully, her speaking up seems to actually have potentially helped.
The good news then is that the protests seem to have been calmer the night on Sunday night, with about 78 arrests on Sunday night. That was compared to 1,300 people arrested on Friday, for example, 700 on Saturday. So it seems like the calls for calm from Nahel's grandmother, this teenager who was killed last Tuesday, and also from the soccer player Kylian Mbappe, for example, who also called for the rioters to stop this violence, have somehow echoed in those young populations, these low-income neighborhoods.
Now, such as has often, if not always, been the case with police incidents that occur in the U.S. that end up in BLM rioting and upheaval, this boy, Nahel, was not unknown to police himself and was actually a known troublemaker. Here's this article from Europe 1, and when we translate it, it says in English, "Death of Nahel, the teenager known for 15 mentions in the criminal history file." And in this BBC article from June 29th, entitled "France Shooting, Who Was Nahel M, Shot by French Police in Nanterre," we read, "His education was described as chaotic. He had apparently never known his father," which is a very important key to notice there. Because to draw another comparison/illustration, we know that in the United States, the Black community commits a disproportionate amount of crime given the percentage of the population that they are. And we also know that they tend to have a lot of fatherless homes over the past many years. So there is a correlation that can be drawn there. And here we see that same type of combination of events. We also read, his record of attendance of college was poor. Nahel had been in trouble before and was known to the police. And the reason he was shot by the police officer is because he drove off during a police traffic check. And at 17, he was too young for a license. So I just thought that it was important to point out that although every rioter has their own individual reasons and their own issues for why they're doing what they're doing, a big part of the catalyst that set the whole series of events that caused this riot to be set into motion was Nahel being raised in a fatherless home and not having the direction and the masculine leadership that he needed to really set him on the right path as a young man. The Bible actually talks about marriage between a man and a woman being a very sacred, virtually unbreakable union for good reasons. And one of those reasons is because the man and the woman both need to be there to raise the children successfully. Ephesians chapter 5 verses 29 through 31 say, "No one hates his own body, but feeds and cares for it, just as Christ cares for the church. And we are members of his body. As the scriptures say, a man leaves his father and mother and is joined to his wife, and the two are united into one." So there is some food for thought. As always, I would love to know what you think. So leave your comments below. Like this video, share it, subscribe if you have not yet. Thank you so much for watching and being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy 4th of July. Have a great day.